What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today I have my week 2 college football top 25 picks for y'all, so let's hop into it. And first things first, I want to thank y'all so much for 300 subscribers. So if you like this type of stuff, please consider subscribing, because at 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a sports related giveaway, but I'll have more details on that the closer we get to 1,000. But anyway, what a week it has been in college football. We had some upsets, we had some expected results, but overall, a really good week 1 in college football. My record last week was 23-3. I did have 2 of the week 0 games clumped in with those weeks, and that is why I had the 26 games instead of the 24 week 1 games. But anyway, a couple teams did fall out of the top 25 in TCU and Iowa, and a couple teams got into the top 25 in Colorado and Duke. So welcome to the top 25. Hopefully they can stay a while. So anyway, now on to the picks. And the first game we have right here is Ball State at Georgia. Georgia's still the number 1 seed. They had a really easy win last week, and they get another relatively easy win right here in week 2 over Ball State. Then we have Delaware at Penn State. Penn State, another top 10 team that had a relatively easy win last week, and this week they got Delaware, so Penn State once again wins this game really easily. Then we have Nebraska at Colorado, one of the newcomers. I actually had Colorado picked last week over TCU, but Colorado was one of the teams last week that pulled off the upset, so they are rewarded with a spot in the top 25 and coming in at number 22. And this week they are at home against Nebraska, a Big Ten opponent. And I think Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes continue their winning ways and win this game right here against Nebraska. Then we have Notre Dame at NC State. Notre Dame has moved up to 10. There was a little bit of reshuffling, and Notre Dame benefited from that, moving up a couple of spots to the 10. And they are on the road right here, but I don't think that matters, as Notre Dame has looked pretty good this year. They haven't allowed a touchdown yet, so that's just insane, and they get the win right here over NC State. Then we have Troy at Kansas State, and I don't think there's much thought going into this one, as Kansas State should win this game really easily. Then we have Utah at Baylor, and Utah, another one of those teams that was able to move up a couple of spots, and they are now sitting in the 12 hole, and they're taking on a Baylor team that just got upset last week. And I'm sorry, Baylor fans, if you are watching this video, it's not going to get much better this week, as Utah comes in there and gets the win. Then we have Youngstown State at Ohio State, so 2 Ohio teams going at it. And Ohio State did actually fall a couple of spots, even though they won their game last week. They didn't really look too good against Indiana, only managing to put up 23 points. Granted, they only let Indiana score 3 points, but still they did fall a couple of spots to the 5 hole. But it's okay, because they win rather convincingly right here against Youngstown State. Then we have Charleston Southern against Clemson. Clemson, Duke upset them, and I'm shocked they didn't fall out of the top 25, as they were a top 10 team that lost to an unranked team. So they're hanging on by a thread right now at the 25 spot, and they disappointed me last week, but they rebound with a win right here over Charleston Southern. Then we have one of the 2 marquee matchups of this week. We have number 20 Ole Miss at number 24 Tulane, so a battle of top 25 teams. And Ole Miss moved up a couple of spots this past week, and Tulane stayed put right there at 24. And like I said, this is one of the 2 marquee matchups of this week, and I am giving it to Ole Miss, the road team. I think they are just overall a better team than Tulane. So it will be a fun game to watch, in my opinion. I think it will be close for the most part. If Tulane's able to upset them, then they're definitely going to move out of the 24 spot and up a few ranks. But I am giving this game to Ole Miss. Then we have Texas A&M, the number 23 ranked team in the nation, against Miami, Florida, and this is my upset game of the week, as I will be taking the Miami Hurricanes to win this game over Texas A&M. I think that's what I'm going to do from here on out, is make like an upset pick of the week. Last week I had Colorado over TCU. If you don't believe me, you can go watch that video. I'm not lying to you. I would never do that. But this is my upset pick of this week, is Miami, Florida over Texas A&M. And then we have the University of Las Vegas at number 2 Michigan. And Michigan, even without Harbaugh, they still won very convincingly last week, and they win this game, little to no thought as well. Then we have Austin P. Is it P or Pay? I don't know. I'm not great at reading, but either way, they're playing number 9 Tennessee, who have moved into the top 10. So, and Tennessee will easily win this game right here. Then we have Tulsa at Washington, another team that has moved up a couple of spots. And once again, Washington will relatively easily win this game. Then we have Appalachian State at North Carolina, and this was one of my losses last week, as I thought South Carolina was going to upset North Carolina, but that didn't happen, and North Carolina was able to move up from, they were ranked 21, I believe, last week, so now they're moved up to 17. So a handful of spots, and I won't down them this week as I will pick them to beat Appalachian State. All right, so we're in the closing stretch now, and we have Lafayette at Duke. And who says Duke is just a basketball school? As they were able to upset number 9 Clemson last week, and this game just shocked me. Like, Clemson just looked horrible. Duke took full advantage of that and won super convincingly. So they are deserving of their spot in the top 25, and they will continue their winning ways right here with a win over Lafayette. Then we have SMU against Oklahoma, who Oklahoma just cruised to a win last week. They were rewarded by moving up a couple of spots to that 18, and they win right here once again. Then we have Oregon, the 13th in the nation, against Texas Tech. Oregon, another team that moved up a couple of spots. Texas Tech, much like Baylor, was upset last week. So Oregon, even though they're the road team, they go into Texas and get their second win of the season. And then moving on, we have the marquee matchup of this weekend, number 11 Texas against number 3 Alabama. Texas is still ranked 11th. Alabama did move up to the 3 hole. So this is going to be a really good game, and it could really go either way, but I do think Alabama is a better team. So for that reason, I will be picking Alabama to win this game over Texas, but this is going to be the best game of the weekend in my opinion, and I'm hoping it is a close game. It's not like that Clemson Duke game or that LSU Florida State game last week where one team just took it away. So hopefully it is close, but I do think Alabama has the edge over Texas. Then we have Grambling State at LSU. And LSU, they were my pick last week, but Florida State came out and just absolutely destroyed them in the second half of the game. The first half of the game was great, but the second half, Florida State just destroyed them. LSU, lucky enough, they didn't fall out of the top 25. They only fell to 14th, so still not great, but hey, at least they're still ranked. But they rebound with a win right here over Grambling State. So I guess there's a little silver lining for y'all LSU fans. Then we have Wisconsin at Washington State. And even though Wisconsin won last week, they stayed put at the 19 spot. And they get their second win of the season right here over Washington State. Then we have Southern Mississippi at Florida State. Florida State went from the 8th to the 4th spot. And they just continue winning right here with a easy win over Southern Mississippi. Then we have UC Davis at Oregon State, and this is really kind of a no-brainer right here, as Oregon State should win this game. Then closing out week 2, we have Stanford at USC. USC, another team, they've already have 2 wins under their belt as they played in week 0, but they didn't move any in the rankings as they are still ranked number 6, but they win this game right here against Stanford. So yeah, those are my top 25 week 2 picks. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like the video, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below. And hey, I will catch you with another video. God bless.